So, welcome to new episodes of Marketing Funnels with Nipun Syal. So, today we have with us Mr. Jim Edwards, founder and owner of Copy and Content AI. Hi, Jim. Welcome to our show.
Hey, how you doing, Nipun? Did I say your
All
name
good.
right? Nipun? It's
Yes.
Nipun? Okay, I got this. Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate you.
Okay, Jim. So, my first question is you are known as leader of copy and content. So, how you reach those heights?
I'm not sure I'm at heights. It's interesting. I started selling online back in 1997, so back before the turn of the century. And everything I had written a book I'd started writing in 1992. Took me 4 years to write the book. Now I can write a book in about 8 hours. And got rejected by a bunch of publishers, put the book away for a year. 97, picked it up, started trying to figure out how to sell online. For 4 years, I had the big 40-page website. Everybody said you had to have a sticky site, make people stick around. Then I got introduced to the idea of a one-page sales letter. And that was in 2001. I went to an event. The presenter didn't really teach how to do it, but he taught what to do. And I had enough experience in just life and sales and other stuff. I said, okay, I can just follow this. So I didn't have any money to go hang out at the bar in the hotel or anything like that. So I went back to my room. I converted my 40-page website to a one-page sales letter. I took a lot of the stuff that I had been giving away for free, turned it into bonuses to sweeten up the offer on my book. My sales went up 250% literally overnight. And I started making enough money from that site to make a house payment, 2 car payments, and the electric bill. I was able to move out. I was living in a trailer park. So that's when I realized that there was a process for selling stuff. Just like there was a process, I'd sold insurance, I'd sold weight loss, I'd sold mortgages, I'd sold a whole bunch of stuff. And I realized that there was a specific way of doing it. So I embarked on this giant journey of learning everything I could, because you can't go to school and learn how to be a copywriter. It's not like you go to college and learn that. You have to just learn it by doing it. And so and guess what? All these years later now, 30 years, close to 30 years later, or whatever it is, I'm still learning. I'm still relearning. It's that whole mastery thing of, I just started rereading the book Breakthrough Advertising by Eugene Schwartz. I mean, had that, go back, read it again. It's like you're reading it with new eyes and all that stuff. So that's kind of how I've gotten to where I am. And one thing I just want to tell you, Nipun, is that I am not here to teach copywriters the finer points of copywriting. Every copywriter has an opinion about their own writing and the writing of others. And when you get them alone, a lot of them can be pretty snitty. I'm here to teach people, like the people that you showed me pictures of, the people that come to your events. I'm here to teach those people who have a gift that they want to share with the world, that have a coaching, a training, a book, a product, a service that they want to share, but they don't know how to sell it. They don't know the right words to put on the page, to put on the screen, to come out of their mouth, to put in the video, to persuade people to buy, try, click, or sign up. Those are the people that I'm called to serve. So that's how I got to be here with you today.
Yeah, and that's really amazing. And thank you for joining our show. Okay. And back in 1997, you have created first ebook funnel.
I didn't know it wasn't called a funnel, but yeah, we had an ebook funnel with no upsells and no cross sales, no nothing.
And people are scared those days, like their book will not get, because when it is in the ebook form, the distribution is quite high. So what made you to do that step? And it was featured in New York Times also.
Absolutely. So I turned it into an ebook because no publisher would turn it into a print book. And there was no such thing as print on demand. So it's funny, when I sold the first few hundred copies of my book, I was literally sending people the Word file. I was sending them the word processing document. I didn't even know about PDF, or PDF really hadn't come into really practice or anything. And I had a customer email me back and he's like, dude, you can't do this. This is just people just going to straight rip you off. He said, you need to do it as a PDF. And actually, a customer helped me learn how to convert something to a PDF, give people the link to download the free PDF reader and stuff like that. But, the big thing was, man, just doing it. I mean, you don't worry about people ripping off your book. One of the best things I ever learned, and I can't remember exactly who I heard it from because I like to give credit where credit's due. Don't worry about people ripping you off. Figure out how you can make money if people do rip you off. So I always have ads and links and other stuff inside of my books that if someone were to rip it off or to sell it or distribute it or give it away or put it on a BitTorrent site, I'm like, hey, it basically is at least free advertising.
Okay, and that's really awesome. So, apart from this, can you tell us three magic words which led people to buy from anyone?
Well, three magic words that everybody can do is click here to buy. That's four words. Click here now. Giving people just any type of a call to action is maybe not down to three magic words, but the magic words that make people buy are grabbing their attention with a really good hook headline or something that stops the scroll, pre-frames them for what's coming next, telling them a story, either a real story or generally thinking of story as give them information that builds desire, provides credibility, and makes people want what you got. And then you got to have a real clear call to action, hopefully after you've made them a really good offer. Are those the three magic words you were looking for? Because I'm not sure. I haven't had enough
Yes.
coffee yet, Nipun. So I mean, maybe I missed you were trying to give me a layup and I missed it.
No, no, it's what I was asking. Like that's where there will be a CTA, and I have seen in lots of your video, you sip every time. What's exactly is in the jar?
So say that again.
So you sip,
What's the
you
question?
sip. I have seen lots of your podcasts, lots of your tutorials. You sip sometimes whenever you are on a stage. You sip something in a cup. So what exactly the magic thing is in that?
That's called yerba mate. The thing that I'm sipping that's in the cup with the straw,
Yeah.
that's called yerba mate. It's a tea from Argentina. It's like an herbal tea. It's a whole big thing down in South America. Yerba mate. And they actually call it yerba mate. But it gives you a really even caffeine buzz all day. It helps with concentration and other stuff. So you don't have the ups and downs of coffee with that. So as soon as we get done, I'm literally going to go over and make some of that. So it's
Yeah.
anyway.
So I think there may be some secret sauce. While you sip it, you get lots of ideas of copywriting. Then you again boost it like this.
There is something to that. I mean, okay, we'll run down this for a minute. Okay. If you want to get really good at copywriting, understand that nobody's born knowing how to write copy. It is one of the most, if not the most profitable skills that you can learn. You also don't have to take years to figure it out. If you really want to improve the results of your copy, just start spending all your time getting really good with headlines. But one of the things that will help you is if you can be in a creative place, in a creative space, mentally and physically. So like I have my office set up in a certain way. I have things to help me kind of get into a rhythm. I know how to get myself into a state where I can produce that kind of stuff. And one of those things is caffeine. When I joke about, getting properly caffeinated and stuff, but it's true. I gotta get, just that right caffeine thing going and eliminate distractions. And that's how you can do that kind of creative work.
And that's really a good advice. And if we talk about your book, Copywriting Secret, it's a best book with the New York Times. And how if people wants to be an author right now, so do they write with AI or should they go with the manual stuff? What's your take
So
on this?
one quick thing, Copywriting Secrets was not a New York Times bestseller, it was an Amazon bestseller. And
Yeah.
through my own website and all that stuff, we've sold over 100,000, like 110,000 copies around the world, but it wasn't a New York Times bestseller. Writing books, should you use AI? Should you not use AI? That would kind of be now, AI's here, okay? AI's not going to go away. It's gone through, this meteoric rise thing. And now people, AI, it didn't take over the world. It didn't launch all the nuclear bombs like it did in the Terminator. So now people are like, they kind of almost expect it to be there. So I'm going to answer your question. Would you write a book with a typewriter now? Like, would you type up a blog post with a typewriter? No.
No.
They allow people, I mean, you would use at least a word processor, right? So you've heard of Grammarly. I know you've heard of Grammarly. Grammarly is
Yes.
a huge, they let people use that in college. That doesn't count as cheating, but Grammarly will actually sit there and rewrite your stuff to make it sound better. You've got spell check, grammar check, suggestions, all that stuff. It's just a natural part of doing stuff. So the big thing that I see is that you've got two choices when you do AI. You can think of AI as this thing where it generates all the stuff. And to me, that's just goofy because AI doesn't know your topic better than you do. It doesn't have your spin on it or anything like that. So I don't, and there are plenty of people out there that say, oh, AI will write the whole thing. You don't have to do anything. And it basically creates a book that's a giant repeating listicle. Honestly, that's what it makes. And if I spell that wrong, it's because I don't have AI in my pencil. But
Yeah.
I believe that you use the AI as a way to accelerate the writing process, using AI to help you write what you would have written only faster, to take your ideas and turn them into written form faster than you could even type them up yourself. I think also that the AI can help you with research and planning, again, accelerating the researching, the planning, and the actual writing. But the key is it's got to have your soul built into it. It's got to be your stories, your opinions, your unique perspective, your lessons learned, your experiences. Okay. And that's the key to doing it. And so we have a process where in 8 hours, you can create a real book that is your stuff, your content, your ideas, everything. And it's using AI to accelerate your creative process, not a substitute for your creative process. So that's absolutely, but it's not the way you think.
Okay, and lots of people like let me share my screen. So you have a
Okay.
software called Copy and Content AI, and lots of people use ChatGPT, but people can easily recognize that is AI written. That is not engaging. It's a boring stuff. So how your software is different? Can you little bit elaborate more about Copy and Content AI?
Sure. So basically, how it's different is that I'm baked into the software. So when you go to ChatGPT and you say, okay, write me an FB ad, write me a Facebook ad, write me a blog post. And even if you see some of these prompts that people, you go to Facebook and you see an ad for get my 2000 best, ChatGPT prompts for $10. Those are designed to create what I call mid-wit content. It's like slightly above average. And so for people who've never written ads, who've never written sales letters, never written emails, sales emails, blog posts, advertorial stuff like that, the fact that it does anything that's remotely close and it reads okay, they're like, this is amazing. But the problem is that everybody and their brother can use ChatGPT now. And everybody and their brother has access to those 2000 GPT prompts for $10 off Facebook, many of which somebody just went and asked GPT to write a prompt to do something. That's a dirty little secret of those things. Okay. So it's like, the squirrel eating its young. What makes us different is that my content, my sales copy, number one, starts with the frameworks from my head of doing this for almost 30 years. Number two, I have been designing software, copywriting software in various forms since 2004. We had a piece of software called Quick Sales Copy. And I let the damn domain name go. I don't know why. I got like 500 of them. But over time, I've gotten real good at getting the right stuff out of the user and getting into the software to produce a great result. We had a piece of software called Funnel Scripts that we sold a crap ton of. And then AI came along. And so it's just been the natural progression. But what I can tell you is whereas you might use a prompt in ChatGPT, let's say it's like 300 or 400 characters, like a paragraph, and you think you got something. I might use a 16,000 character prompt with our AI engine to get you one paragraph of text that's part of a entire sales letter. So we'll write a 10-page sales letter in 22 different parts for you automatically. So what makes the software really different is me I'm baked into it, my experience, and also the way that we pull the information out of you about yourself, about your customer, about your offer, and then I bake it together for you so that you get an amazing result and you just don't even have to screw around with trying to figure out how to use AI. We also, what makes it different is it's not just software. Go to ChatGPT and see if Sam Altman, the guy, the face of ChatGPT, where's his video explaining to you how to use it? Where's his video teaching you how to make a blog post? There's just chuckleheads on YouTube that figured out a little prompt and now they're trying to make money on YouTube teaching you how to do something they've never done themselves. And so we have training built in, we have coaching, we have real-time sprints, we have the community, the support, all that stuff. So it's a holistic thing. So that's why I said it's everybody just expects AI to be baked into their freaking refrigerator now.
Yeah.
And so it's not about the AI, it's about having the support and being able to get the result that you're trying to get as fast as possible. Does that answer your question?
Yes, and I have seen the copy is quite good. Is it written with the same software you are using, or it's with you
My
on this
copy?
landing page? Yeah, on landing page copy. Yeah.
Well, see, here's the thing, brother. I am the number one power user of copyandcontent.ai. In other words, I make the tools to use myself, and I just let my members use my tools. That's ultimately what we're doing. So most of that copy on that page started out as copy that my own software generated. And then I do what I teach my people to do, my students, which is to now you take it, you got the first draft. Here's how to pour you into it, because that's ultimately how you differentiate yourself, by pouring yourself into it. In the end, Nipun, the biggest thing, everything you create, everything you write, every video, anything you do can be stolen, cloned, ripped off, or otherwise duplicated. The only
Right.
thing that nobody can do that to is you, your stories, your opinions, your unique experiences, and your lessons learned. The more you pour into what you've got, especially if you're using AI tools, which we all are, that's how you're going to differentiate yourself from everybody else. Otherwise, if everybody's using ChatGPT, everybody sounds like ChatGPT, there's no differentiation. That's the biggest lesson. You.
Right. And I have seen you have created your YouTube channel on Jan 23, 2006, almost 18 years back. So that is one of your video. If you see,
That's from back in the day, man.
yeah, and
That was my
18.
fat.
And my next question is with this. Now you look more younger than this, and it's been 18 years old. So what's the I think there should be a next book with health secrets. How you maintain the same energy level, and your energy level is same. If you see this video, like I will play it in the post production, but it's the same, and I think more energy level than this. How you maintain those standards?
So I think the biggest thing is if you're living your purpose, then great stuff happens. If you are not living your purpose, then life wears you down. But the more you are energized and excited, and I mean, I'm learning cool stuff every day. And I think I mentioned it to you. I mean, I'm recommitting to mastery of my craft. I'm in another stage, and you just got to love what you're doing and get up every day and just have something cool that you're doing, something new to discover, and that's what's going to make the difference.
That's really good. And you use
And
high level.
exercise every day. And exercise every day. And yeah, we use Go High Level exclusively.
And which feature you use most? Like which one is Jim's favorite feature of Go High Level?
My favorite feature is that it just works. So every feature is my favorite in that it just works. But I do like how you can design the workflows, drag and drop, and all that is really cool. So,
Okay.
but my favorite feature is that just stuff works, man. It's not an exercise in total frustration and wanting to rip your eyeballs out. So I just love it.
And how's your experience at high level summit you spoke over there? So how was your experience?
It was absolutely amazing. From the minute I walked through the door to the minute I left, They treated every single attendee like they were a king or a queen. They couldn't do enough to make sure you were comfortable. Everybody was cool. The facilities were awesome. The swag bags were amazing. The speakers were great. Everybody was friendly. And I think it was a huge reflection of the leadership all the way down. You don't have that kind of a team without having amazing people at the top.
Right. And you have one funnel that is of free shipping of a book of copywriting secrets.
We're
How?
actually getting ready. We're actually getting ready to switch that up. So
Okay.
if you wanted to get a copy of Copywriting Secrets, best thing to do actually is go to Amazon and grab it off of Amazon right now.
Okay. So I think I will definitely, I have already read that. All those chapters, I already read that. So, of copywriting secrets. Okay.
Yes.
And my next question is, so you have seen digital marketing from decades. So still some old school principles are working these days, or now AI changed a lot of things?
AI is just a tool, man. I mean, it's kind of like, if you're a woodcutter, do you use a handsaw, an axe, or a chainsaw, or do you use one of those big things mounted on an earth mover that just mows everything down? You're still a woodcutter. If you want to be a marketer understands their customer better than they understand themselves. They know how to make an amazing offer. They know how to test. They know how to measure, and they know how to wash, rinse, repeat. And number one, the most important thing you need to do as a marketer is build relationships with people. And if you build relationships, you will be successful in the long term. So the tools are changing, but the principles of leads, sales, relationships, making amazing offers, and understanding your customers will never change. In fact, it's more important now because hardly anybody does it.
Right. And I think you have created lots of copywriting, lots of sales, VSL. You have audited billions of it. So I want to ask, what are the three common mistakes people do in copywriting?
So real quick, and then I got to run because
Yeah.
I got another appointment. Three biggest mistakes people make. Number
Yeah.
one, not spending enough time on the headline. Number two, not getting to know their customer avatar as well as they should. And number three, not learning how to make an amazing offer. If you understand who your customer is, you're going to make amazing offers and you're going to write really good headlines. But if you don't know who the customer is, everything else goes from there. But those are the three biggest mistakes. So I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me over here. Thank you. And one more stuff I
I got
want
to,
to just
okay,
last
real quick,
one
because I
thing.
got to go. I'm going to be
Okay.
late.
I just want to know the experience. How is your experience at this podcast? That's it. That's the
It
last
was
question.
great. I appreciate you having me, man. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you,
All
man.
right. Bye bye.
Bye.